So this episode really lets you know that the cult symbol is not just some little throwaway Easter egg that they added in, but a central part to the series this season. So let me get into the episode, break everything down, and give you the brim. So we start the episode with the spiral on Loon's forehead. They start right away letting us know what path we're on. The corpse moves, it screams. Looks like this season is alluding to a supernatural element. We're gonna have to see how much that pays off in the total mystery of the season. We get to Rose's house. Didn't see too much in there that stuck out except a university chemistry book, and she has antlers on her wall. But here's where we learn that Travis, last name is Cole, which confirms that it's Russ Cole's father. She also shows Navarro the symbol and says it's ancient and possibly older than the ice, almost saying this evil's been going on since humanity began, which human sacrifice is a deep part of human history. Now, let's get into my mad to the max start of the episode. Rose is actually a spirit that means something to Navarro for some reason. Think about it. Why did not one officer question her about finding those bodies? Plus, they said a call came in telling where the bodies were, but they never said Rose was the caller. Plus, why is she in the background of all the scenes talking to Navarro in the shadows? Then she quietly disappears like she just walked off in the middle of nowhere. If it was that easy to walk off, then why did they take choppers and trucks to get to that scene? Nah, I think she's a spirit roaming these streets. Now, if she interacts with more people, then I'll lay this theory to rest. But for now, I'm suspicious of her being real. Next, we meet Liz's sneaky link. He explains the research facility was created for a mission to find the origin of life that was never going to work. Which means, what's the real reason that they were there? I mean, they're scientists. They had to know what he knew about the research. Something ain't right. Here, we meet the captain from the photo from last week. And looks like he really wants this case dropped. We cut to the ice rink, and the girl who was flirting with Liz's daughter has a full symbol of a snowflake like the one from the research center on her sweater. Now, the snowflake looking symbol from the research center had 6 points with 3 ends that look like people with their hands up. The one on her sweater looks to have all 6 points with all 6 people looking like they have their hands up. See the connection? We finally meet Kate McKittridge, who hates Liz because Liz slept with her man, the teacher. Now, Kate owns the mine, which most likely means she knows Tuttle. Now, Peter mentions the way the bodies are laying, something may have been chasing them.
Well, hate to break it to you, kid. There's no Yetis.
The fact that she said there is no Yetis out the blue means most likely there is a Yeti, which could be our Blue King or our Blue Monster from the drawing from last week. Like, I notice how they downplay information that's important to the viewers, but they make it seem insignificant to the characters. Keep an ear out for those moments. Next, we get to Kavix. Kavik means Wolverine. A deeper look turned me into a real company called Kavik Environmental, who are a team of environmental professionals doing research in the Arctic. Coincidence? Next, they go into detective mode. You can tell from the music.
Damaged soft tissue. We know that hypothermia can cause delirium.
The same thing happened last episode.
Researching Arctic geology, biology, and...
Now Liz starts Peter on this path of asking the right questions. The same questions the viewers are asking. Also, Russ said the same kind of thing in season 1 about asking questions.
And start asking the right fucking questions.
So how close is Russ to all of them? I mean, if Navarro knew Travis, she probably knows Russ, and so does Liz. I think he might even make an appearance this season, but we gotta wait to see. Next, they talk to the cleaning people. Liz asks if they've ever seen the symbol, and the cleaning people knew it was a cult symbol, but then said they never saw it and kind of looking suspicious. Watch out for them as well. Next, you have a whale painting at the airport, which is done in the same style as the one from the intro. Here's where we get a clue about a trailer purchased by Raymond Clark, the Golden Eagle. The Golden Eagle has deep and spiritual connection to Native Americans. Plus, he got a poster of some off-brand Metallica group on his wall. What's that about? Here, we find out old Hank's a huge simp, loser, getting scammed with the fake relationship thing with someone online asking for money who he's never met. Then you see him get up. There's a drawing on the side looking like the blue monster Darwin drew last week. This monster appears to have an arrow and some kind of sash. Here we see Whole Latte Love. Looks like you can get your coffee and bad puns in Alaska.
Please stop.
Liz asked about who funded Salal, Then Peter explains how it's run through shell companies but traces back to Tuttle United. The way they were described seems like they have massive influence all across the country. Now, Tuttle was the family from season 1 who really were the ones behind the Carcosa cult. The family never really got taken down in season 1, but maybe retribution is on the way, depending on how deep they take this conspiracy. Here's another time where Liz said that info wasn't that helpful. Here we see the state flag of Alaska, which has the Big Dipper, which is part of the constellation of Ursa Major, which symbolizes a bear. Bears seem to be a big theme in this series. Then you see them in Ukalik Market. Ukalik is a word of Native American origin, meaning Arctic hare or snow hare from Alaska. Next we go to a flashback. Looks like the polar bear correlates to Liz's son, and something tragic seemed to happen to him. Maybe a car accident, we don't know yet. Liz is playing Twist and Shout in the background. This shows she didn't like the song because it reminded her of her son, and not because she didn't like the Beatles. Danvers sleeps with the captain, another sneaky link. You find out they've been dealing with each other for 19 years since he was married. This appears to be a theme for Liz because she liked married men. She probably got commitment issues. You think? The fact that the captain is really adamant about passing off the case seems like he knows something. Could he be employed by Tuttle United? Does he know what kind of trouble they are? We shall see. Next we see Liz receive a picture of Clark with the cult tattoo on his chest. Then we find out the original photo used as a model for the tattoo artist is a photo showing that Annie K had that tattoo first. Looks like she probably was into this cult first and most likely pulled him in. Next we confirm that was Annie's tongue at the research station. Next, Leah sneaks out to meet the young girl from earlier, then she ends up at the ice rink. KC and the Sunshine Band starts playing and we get another flashback. This time, it's Leah's dad and Liz dancing to the song. She explains how he was an amateur artist and we see a picture on the wall of a bear, which he probably drew, just keeping the continuing bear theme. Then Navarro busts in on Kavik and they talk about where to find the Golden Eagle trailer discussed earlier. The Nook. The song Cameras Rolling by Agnes Obel starts playing as Navarro finds the Golden Eagle in the Nook. Scene changes to Liz looking through a Salal binder and she lands on a page where words are written in which appear to be Clark's handwriting, written along with drawings of spirals with black spots that look like eyes. The words on the page are eerie. Oh God, never say her name. Never say, I can hear her, I can feel her moving her fingers, cold, dark, her eyes. I can hear her calling. Her eyes, her face. Seems like he is haunted by whatever spirit this is. Could be Annie K or some other spirit. She turns the page where pretty much the same thing is written over and over, right on top of the cell extraction pics. Almost seems like a description, doesn't it? I think the her he's referring to and those cells are related. Clearly, this has drove him mad. Similar to what happens after a person reads a poem from The King in Yellow. She infected his mind like a toxic relationship. Oh God, Never Sleep was written in addition to everything else on the last page we see. Next, Navarro invites Liz to the trailer. Now here comes a big puzzle piece as they investigate the trailer. As soon as they walk in, they describe animal bones on the table, which is very cult-like. When Liz asks Navarro how she found the place, Navarro tells her that the spirit animal guided her, remember? A callback to the last episode.
And you know this because your spirit animal came to you in a dream?
Looks like the spirit is guiding Navarro in more ways than one. Next they go over to the cabinets. Where is in white letters. Also a drawing of a figure with a third eye. Looks very similar to the lamp inside Peter's home. Could be a reach, but you never know. Then there are dolls hanging. Now, if you remember from season 3, the Cornhusk dolls were a code for pedophiles. Next, you see a smashed phone. Then the Carcosa symbol on the ceiling, but this one looks different. It looks like it's almost infected. The words "no more" written below that. Maybe "no more" was written there because they trying to get out of this thing. Like, we can't take this, no more, we out. Next, Liz pulls back the curtain. Then we see what looks like a paper mache figure that's laid out like a sacrifice. Bear on the bed. Also multiple pics of one girl. Then they pan up and you see way more pictures of multiple girls. You also see a mandala hanging, which is a symbol of the universe and shows the change of a universe from one of suffering to one of joy. The string lines on the wall seem to be connecting some of the photos or the scribble on the wall, or both. Now we see the outside of the trailer from a different angle. 89 written on the outside, which 89 in spirituality means spiritual awakening. V10, not really sure about that one. If anybody knows that, leave it in the comments. But it will be noted for reference later. Next, they show us a ram's head. A ram's head symbolizes worshiping of a deity. Also, Baphomet has a ram's head. The screaming sounds heard in the background could be supernatural energy surrounding the trailer, or maybe it's just done for effect. We have to wait to see. Then Liz gets a call. They both show up at the ice rink and see Clark is the only scientist missing from the slow thaw. The figures really look like a creepy ice sculpture, don't they? So now we know the Carcosa cult Spiral is really the third main character of the series this season. They've all seen it before, so I know we're gonna go back to the case where they did see it, see how it connects to season 1, a little bit of season 3, so we can get a better overview of what's going on. I also feel like Russ Cole is gonna make an appearance this season. Coupled with the fact that Matthew McConaughey is also an executive producer on this, I'm sure he could possibly show up. And plus, I need one of his speeches right now. That would make this epic. Also, we're getting much deeper into the connection with Annie K, Raymond Clark, because I didn't know that there was a romance coming. Didn't even see that part coming. At first, it just made it seem like he clipped her off, you know, what's going on. Had no idea they had this secret romance hidden off in a trailer. And come to find out, she had the cult symbol tattooed on her before he did. That's huge, because they're saying she's an activist. If she's an activist, how she's involved with this cult? So I got questions. I got a lot of questions, but that's what's making this season very interesting, keeping my attention. Can't wait for episode 3. What do y'all think? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the season so far and on this second episode. Let's talk about it, all right? So look, I appreciate you stopping by. Got more reactions, reviews, news on the way. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button so you don't miss out, all right? So until next time, please, everybody, be safe. And remember, always speak your truth, all right? I'm out.